G20 leaders are wrapping up their summit in Rio de Janeiro this morning. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has just spoken to reporters on his way out of the conference, where he was asked about how countries will continue to work together after the inauguration of Donald Trump in January.
The challenge of working with an American president that doesn't always put multilateralism and symmetry at a high priority is going to be real. But we've done this before, and when we stay focused on what matters for Canadians, on the principles and the things that are impacting everyone around the world, including American citizens, there's always ways of getting through.
And one of those challenges the Prime Minister mentioned could be what happens to Canada's free trade deal with the U.S. and Mexico, which was brokered under a Trump presidency. That deal, though, is something that has come into question even by some premiers, some Canadian premiers here since the U.S. election earlier this month. Janice McGregor joins us live from Ottawa. Janice, what's the Prime Minister saying about the future of the new NAFTA?
Yeah, you might be wondering why this would come up in the context of a G20, right? This isn't a trade agreement across the 20 countries. But something interesting about this year's G20 is it is the first time we have seen the Mexican president attend since 2018. Claudia Sheinbaum is the new president, recently took office. Her predecessor didn't attend these things, but it has been an opportunity for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to sit down with her on the margins of this event and discuss the way forward for the two NAFTA partners now that they know who they will be dealing with as far as the incoming Trump administration. As you say, there has been a lot of commentary since the U.S. election about the right way forward for the NAFTA trading bloc, with a couple of premiers, specifically Doug Ford in Ontario, Danielle Smith in Alberta, weighing in with their takes that it might be time, if Mexico is not going to get in line with what Washington wants, to think about Canada having more of a bilateral relationship, not a trilateral one inside NAFTA. That did not go over well with the Mexican president even before she arrived in Rio for this summit. She was asked about the views of Premier Ford, and she was insistent that this is a three-way deal and that this suggestion that they would sort of go into a system of bilateral arrangements instead was absolutely not happening. You might also say strategically, would it be smart? Because the one thing that Canada and Mexico do have going for them in a three-way dynamic is the ability to work together when they need to take something to Washington, which otherwise is the bigger partner always when they sit down bilaterally. Here's a little bit more from Justin Trudeau about the NAFTA challenges, speaking to reporters just last hour.
We know that President Trump, even though he is the one who signed and established the great deal we're all living under right now, which is very much a win-win-win with the current NAFTA, is going to be looking at certain things over the coming years. And we pledge to work together and continue to have frank conversations and make sure that we're protecting trade in North America as best as we can, because we have an extraordinarily successful trading agreement.
The Mexican president may be on the record as saying that she doesn't think reverting to bilateral trading relationships has any future. But the fact is, Mexico is in the sights of Washington, has been for some time, because of its willingness to embrace Chinese investment at a time when Washington has been trying to push back against Chinese incursion, either through tariffs or rules against having too much Chinese investment in its own economy, something the Americans view as a risk to jobs. It has been a boon for Mexico's economy, though, giving rise to fears that Chinese goods are slipping into the trading zone through the back door, transshipping through Mexico. But Trudeau saying that this is just a part of the good and frank conversations they have to have between here and 2026 when NAFTA comes up for review. Also saying that this is for Mexico to respond to and provide reassurances on, and that will be up to them to do. I do take note, though, of this kind of lack of a united front on Canada's part in the wake of the Trump, the re-arrival of Donald Trump on the NAFTA trading scene. Wab Kinew, the Premier of Manitoba, was suggesting that because the federal government's in pre-election mode, it is for premiers to be more involved and to speak louder. At this summit, Trudeau really trying to grab this file and own it once again with a bit more of a keep calm and carry on kind of message.
Janice McGregor in Ottawa, thank you.
You're welcome.